What's up, cooks? On the show today, we are going to do the battle of the cheap hand mixers. Now, we've been waiting to do this for quite some time because I wanted to battle some budget-friendly hand mixers against each other to see which one will come up on top. We also want to do a battle of the big boys, right? So we are going to be doing a separate video where we do a challenge between the two big brands, Cuisinart and KitchenAid. Today, we're going to be staying under $30 in this cheap hand mixer challenge, and I can't wait to see which one is the best. So join us for my cheap hand mixer challenge. So here are our contenders. We have three in a little bit of a different price ranges. So the very first one, we have the Black & Decker Performance Helix Premium Hand Mixer. This mixer is $29.95. So this is our most expensive hand mixer in our trio here. Next up, we have the classic Hamilton Beach hand mixer. This is a really basic model. It was $14.95 at our regular discount department store, if you will. This is a widely available Hamilton Beach hand mixer, $14.95. Our final contender is our major budget-friendly hand mixer here. This is available at one of our local discount stores. You probably know which one it is. And the brand name here is Mainstays. This hand mixer was $8.88. So a fundamental difference between these three hand mixers, what you get when you start paying $30 as opposed to $8.88, is this hand mixer is 150 watts. If you move up to the $14.95, basically $15 price range, we have a hand mixer that's 250 watts. When you move up into the $29, basically $30 price range, you have a mixer that is 250 watts. So these two are 250, this one is 100. Another kind of difference between the three is the Helix comes with what they call two dough hooks. It also comes with the Helix Beaters. So the beaters have some kind of silicone on them that's supposed to make them more faster and more efficient, right? These two only come with your standard whisk and your beaters. This one has a whisk too. So the benefits of moving up a little bit is you get up in the watts, but also you get the dough hooks. My opinion of the dough hooks are they're worthless. You don't need them. They don't make dough very well. Similar to the action on the Sunbeam, we're not going to test dough on them because they don't work flat out. Some people do have some success on dough hooks for a hand mixer, but I have not. The only thing they're really good for possibly is to, softly knead like meatloaf or something like that. Otherwise, they're not good for bread. One of the things I can generally tell you about hand mixers are not great for bread. I would leave bread to our counterparts, the stand mixer. So you ask, why would you buy a hand mixer? Just buy a stand mixer. Sometimes you want something quick and easy that you can just pull out of the drawer or something and do a simple job. I've noticed that a lot of stand mixers can't do a very small amount. So if you want to do 1 or 2 egg whites, if you have a very small recipe, if you want something quick and easy, or you just don't have the space for a big stand mixer and you don't make bread, you just want to make basic batters and cookie doughs and whipped cream, a hand mixer might be an option for you. My thing is, a fully equipped kitchen should have both a hand mixer and a stand mixer, or two, right? Just because, you know, there's quick jobs that I want to use my hand mixer for, and I can also take it to the bowl, I can take it to a pot, I can do all those fun stuff that I can't do with a stand mixer. So, we're going to judge these things on what we've judged across the board for mixers. We're going to be looking at the overall look and feel. We're going to be doing whipped cream with the whip, and we're going to be doing peanut butter cookies with the beater. I'm not going to go into dough because I don't want to waste your time or mine, right? I don't think these are good for dough, and I don't like the two dough hooks. So we're going to be doing whipped cream, and we're going to be doing peanut butter cookies. We're going to be looking at the overall look and feel, and then we are going to crown the king of all cheap hand mixers. So let's get going. Okay, for the overall look and feel, first we're going to look at the mainstays. So we've got all these unboxed. This is our most inexpensive hand mixer that we have, and this is basically what you get. Here's your motor unit, and here is your beaters. This one you do not get a whip. You only get the beaters. So we're going to be using the beaters to do the whipped cream. Yeah. So my little unboxing experience with this. It is a very cheap mixer, right? I can tell by the beaters aren't horribly bad. They're nice stainless steel. You can dishwasher them. The actual mixer itself, it's very utilitarian. There's nothing fancy to this mixer whatsoever, but it's also $8, right? It has a speed, so it has 5 speeds, and it has eject button for the beaters. It has a fan on, well, the fan is on this side, I can see it, but this side, it also has an output for air, which is good. Pretty light. So if you want something really light, easy, and compact, and very simple, that's what you get for this. So we're going to put our beaters in here. So here's the sound of that. There is a lot of air coming out of that. Look at that. Not overly loud. Pretty much what you would expect out of a hand mixer. Wow. Not bad feeling in terms of feeling on your hand. Not overly jiggly. This is kind of difficult because you're like, what do you want for $8, right? Or $8.88. It is very simple. There's no bells and whistles to this. This is an on and off kind of mixer with only these things. I'm a little concerned with these long-term staying in here. I think for an $8 hand mixer, right? For what it is, I guess I give it a B. Okay, next up is our Hamilton Beach. One thing that's interesting with the Hamilton Beach is it comes with a container for the bottom of it, so you can put your, okay, yay. Comes with your beaters, and this one comes with a whisk for your whipped creams. Wow, that was amazing. So let's put our beaters in here. There's nothing saying like this is the left one and this one is the right one. I'm used to that on like the KitchenAid. I would say that this is actually a more substantial, heavier mixer than this one. There's a way more weight to this. This is sort of light as a feather, and this is beefier. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, because this might give you like more hand fatigue. Not sure. But it's definitely a more substantial hand mixer. So this has 6 speeds and also an eject button. So that's the Hamilton Beach. It does have a flat bottom, so you can put it up here. So while you're mixing and you're pausing and you're putting ingredients in here, you can do this. You can do that as well with this. But this one actually has a designated like thing for that. So that's really good. I give this one pretty good. It is a little more heavy. I think there's an issue with this thing, getting it off of there. I give it a B+. And finally, we have the Black & Decker Helix. This too has a container storage for all your accessories, and much better, right? This compared to this, I would say they're pretty equal in terms of weight. I like the feeling of this a little better, than this. This kind of has like a lip here that gets in the way of my hand a little bit, where this one doesn't have that. I kind of like the overall look of this. I think it's a lot more stylish. And it has 5 speeds. It has a turbo boost. You push this to eject the beaters. So this one has these Helix beaters that I thought were silicone, but they're plastic. And a whip, and yes, the dough hooks. I'm kind of concerned with these being plastic. I don't like that. This does have a left and right. It has a notch here for the beater, so you do have to put it in a certain way. Okay, so let's just do a little quick sound test here. And we do have a little turbo button, and we have 5 speeds. So let's see how it is. Air's coming out the back. Sounds pretty good. So let's test out this turbo button. You basically can turn it on up to like speed 4, and then when you hit turbo, it goes to max. 2. So that's a pretty cool little feature. So really, with this one, I like the styling of it. I like holding it. It is obviously a lot heavier than something, if you have dexterity issues, or you have issues with your arm or your hand or anything. This is definitely light, but this is reasonable. It feels more substantial, like a more higher end hand mixer that I've used. And I really like the imitation stainless steel features on it. It does sit up on the end. The only issue I have when I bought this hand mixer, I really thought these Helix beaters were like silicone, and they are straight up plastic. And that's like the only main issue I have of this. But I don't want to just totally judge that until we actually have a chance to use them. So for right now, I'm giving this an A-. So the first test, we're going to whip some cream. We're going to be using the Mainstays $8.88 hand mixer, right? This doesn't have a whip, so we're going to be using the beaters to do this. Let's rock and roll. Starting to get cream here. I'm going to put some powdered sugar in here to sweeten it up a little bit. We're going to finish it off. Ah! Wow. So it did a good job. I really wish it had a whip because that would make it a little easier just to use the single whip around there. It is lightweight. I don't feel super fatigued in my shoulder and arms. I do a little bit. So I think that's just a vibration of the mixer. It does tend to vibrate quite a bit. It wasn't super smooth. I would say the vibration on it was about the most that I've ever seen on a mixer in terms of tiring out your arm. But it did a good job. Got the job done, 1:20 plus another 20 seconds to get the sugar in there. In that regard, it did a fabulous job. It's just, to me, it's a little bit more vibration going on. And I don't think if I was mixing something like really heavier for any length of time, that probably would really tax me. So I'm going to give it a B. Next up, Hamilton Beach. I think this goes in this big one. Okay, let's plug this baby in and let's rock and roll. A little sugar, powdered, that is. Well, we got whipped cream, guys. How long was that?
Minute for the first part and 15 seconds for the second.
Okay, so what I can tell you is there's a lot less vibration in this thing. I don't feel quite the fatigue in my hand as I did with that other mixer. Way less, I believe, than that other. I think it's just the motor's a little smoother. I think in terms of the time, I mean, it's a wash. Doesn't really matter if something gets 20 seconds longer than the other. It could be just the way that I moved it around. So I would say those are compatible. This one was a lot smoother. It was a lot easier on my hand to get the job done. And it did a great job with the single whip. So I give it an A. Okay, and finally we have the Black & Decker. We're going to go ahead and put the whip in here. And we're going to plug this baby in. And we're going to rock and roll. Okay, we're going to put some bead of sugar. We have whipped cream, guys. Bonk. How much time was that?
Minute 3 for the first part, 16 seconds, second part.
Okay, so we're pretty compatible across the board with the amount of time it takes. To me, the big thing was the vibration yet again. This one was a lot smoother than even the second one. I don't feel as fatigued with the first one as the first one. This did a great job, and it's a lot smoother, so I give it an A. Okay, first up, we're making peanut butter cookies with the Mainstay, and I have the beaters on here. We have 2 sticks of butter, and I'm going to go ahead and add brown sugar and white sugar to this. We're going to start the creaming process. That's a 1. Wow, it's very aggressive on 1. Wow, that's very aggressive. Okay. So one of the things I can tell you with the hand mixer, you don't quite get the same creaming you do with the butter and sugar like you do with the stand mixer. I can get a stand mixer to really cream this, and it's nice and fluffy, and I'm not really getting that. I don't think I've really like super gotten that with the hand mixer before. So that's just of note. So we got our peanut butter in here. And we have some eggs in here. One of the things I can tell you with the hand mixer is it's a lot more strenuous on your arm than it is using a stand mixer, that's for sure. So I have some flour, some salt, some baking soda, and some baking powder. And I'm just going to go ahead and stir that a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and rock and roll here. I'm going to put a little bit in. Wow. There's no soft start on this hand mixer, so all we have is a 1. Whoa! Holy cow. Wow. I don't know, this partially is because, you know, you could say if I used a bigger bowl, but the problem is if I used a bigger bowl, it would be like really tough on my arm. Oh my gosh. Ah. Holy cow. Okay. Oh. This thing is having a lot of trouble powering through this dough. Look how it slows. I have it on a 5 right now, and it's just slowing down when I get to the stick part.
Put on the slower, see if it has more power on the slow speed.
That's a 3. Yeah. Holy cow. Okay. I'm done with that. Wow, that made a hot mess. If I had a larger bowl, I think one of the main problems is it's really tough on my hand. I can tell you that. There's a lot of vibration going on. And if I had a bigger bowl, I really wouldn't have been able to get in there because the beaters are short. And it couldn't power through that. I give it a D. Time for the Hamilton Beach. Okay, we got our butter in here. Let's get our sugars down in. Oh, brown sugar and white sugar. And let's see what we got going. Yeah. Way smoother. Yeah. This is seriously a world of difference. A world of difference. I can say you're not going to get the creaming, like I said, quite like you will with the stand mixer, with the planetary, because it spreads it out a lot more. And you don't really get that like super creamy consistency with the butter and sugar like you do with the planetary, but oops. Whoop. Yeah, this is... Let's get some PB in here. Let's rock and roll. Just the startup is way smoother.
Not as aggressive as the other one.
It's not like thrashing like the other one. We're currently on a 1. Egg. Wow. We got our salt, baking soda, baking powder. Slight stir on this. Kaboom, right? Put about half in like we did last time. Even when I tilt it way up like this, I do get a little flying around, but nothing compared to the last one. The last one like just spit it up out of the bowl. We have a little bit of bogging. I'm still on 1 though. So I'm turning it up on 2. Up on 3. Yeah, we don't have the bogging. Not nearly the bogging. It is, I mean, a hand mixer is a little rough on the hand. I will say that. Definitely did not bog like the other mixer did. We put it in the thickest part. We put it up on 3. The motor's just trekking along. That's up on a 4. And I don't hear like I did on the last one. Oop. So, I mean, it is a little bit heavier, but it is a lot smoother of a mixer than the previous. And it did a lot better job. We did get some splattering around, but that's because I was really leaning it up, but not like the other one. The other one basically threw up on the ceiling. It was very aggressive. The first speed was too aggressive for a 1, and this was worlds better. So I think I give it an A-. Last up is a Black & Decker Helix. So we got our butter in here. We get our sugars in here. Brown sugar and white sugar. And let's rock and roll. Yeah. Way smoother.
How's it compared to the last one?
Smoother.
Smoother than the last one?
Yeah.
How's the Helix Beaters?
They're kind of groovy. Yeah. This is like a world of difference. Very quick.
You're not flinging stuff.
Yeah. Really nice. And we got our peanut butter. PB.
You can see I put a little extra helping in there.
I see that, boo. My sous chef has been getting my ingredients out. Thank you, sous chef.
You're welcome, chef. Go. Boo.
Chef. That's chef.
Chef boo. So you're taking ownership of this ship here? You're captain?
I'm the captain of this kitchen. Yeah. Not so much trouble on my hand. Egg. Nice. Okay. Baking powder, baking soda, and salt.
You're just going to give it a quick shake?
Okay, we'll put a half in. Whoop. Whoop, that's my fault.
Yeah, make them a little bit. You got a pretty good distance on that last shot.
That was totally my fault.
You also have turbo mode if you trust it.
Yeah, no. Woo! Oh.
Keep it level, boo.
Ride 'em, cowboy!
That's a big heaping pile.
Okay.
Is it mixed?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So. Okay, my opinion of the Black & Decker. A lot smoother than the first one. Tons smoother than the first one. Smoother than the second one. I think this mixer is a little smoother than the second one. It's a little lighter weight than the second one. The Hamilton Beach. It's a little lighter weight, but one of the things I think is it flops stuff around a little bit more than the Hamilton Beach. The first one is just totally out of the park, right, with that. This one flops stuff around a lot more than the Hamilton Beach. I like it. I like the style of it. I just think I'm not a big fan of the plastic beaters. Long term, I'm afraid I'll break them on something, a heavy dough. I do like it, but I really think that it flopped things around a lot more than the Hamilton Beach. I had given the Hamilton Beach an A- on the peanut butter cookies. I think I'm giving this a B, which is resulting in, between the Hamilton Beach and the Black & Decker, Hamilton Beach, the overall look and feel, I gave it a B+. I kind of thought that it was a little heavy-handed, and it is heavier than the Black & Decker. I like the styling of the Black & Decker better, but I also believe that on the whipped cream, the Hamilton Beach did a great job. It was smooth. The mainstay is just out. The mainstay is just out. I would say I would leave that one on the shelf. The first speed is way too fast. It just flew everything everywhere. The second and third speed, there wasn't a significant difference between the two. And when we got to a heavy dough that we're mixing together, it just bogged. I like the lightweightness of it, but to be honest with you, with that one, I would save your $8.88.
So the dumb question is this, pretty much. Is it worth a $6 upgrade to go from the mainstay to the middle one, and is it worth another $15 to go to the higher one?
Well, my winner is the Hamilton Beach. It's a little heavier. It's smoother. I thought it mixed a little better. I like that it had metal beaters. I feel like these kind of flop stuff around. Even though I did have it, on the high side of the bowl, I didn't get that with that other one. Even when it came up on the side of the bowl, I was able to control it better with that one. I prefer the styling on this one. I like it that it's a little lighter, but I like the Hamilton Beach better.
Was this a little more aggressive, maybe with the way they shaped the beaters, and that's what made it hard to control them?
Maybe.
Because you're having troubles with that.
I was having troubles with it, and partially I had the ingredients high up on the bowl, but also I really couldn't get them back down with the mixer where I could with the Hamilton Beach. I'm calling the Hamilton Beach as my personal favorite in terms of cheap mixers. It's a $14.95 mixer. Not too much more money than the mainstay, which I would definitely leave on the shelf. This is a decent mixer. I really don't like these plastic beaters. I really wish that it just had metal beaters on it. I probably would have given the crown to the Black & Decker. My thought is, I can tell you after beating all this stuff, I got a little tiredness in my hand. I will tell you that if you have any dexterity problems, or you want to do some cookie dough on a regular basis, I would probably lean towards a stand mixer. But I definitely say your kitchen should have a hand mixer for those very small jobs, because I use mine, and I think it's a valuable part of your kitchen, but I don't think it, at least these don't substitute for a stand mixer. So the hand mixer that I crown as king of all cheap hand mixers is the Hamilton Beach. Yay! 15 bucks. It is a heavier mixer, but I think it did a great job. It was smooth. So we're going to do another test with more expensive hand mixers. We're going to take the KitchenAid against the Cuisinart, and I'm going to bring the Hamilton Beach along, and we're going to test this against the $70, $80, $90 hand mixers, and to see if you really need to make that kind of jump, or can you stick with 15 bucks, right? Really liked a lot of things about this Black & Decker, except I wasn't totally happy with the dough, and I'm not happy with these plastic beaters. I really thought that these were silicone and they're just plastic. And for those reasons, I crown the king to be the Hamilton Beach. If you like this video, please subscribe below. Leave me a comment and a like, and visit my website at amylearnstocook.com. I'm also on social media at Pinterest and Twitter at Amy Learns to Cook. You can also catch me in my Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Amy Learns to Cook. And on Instagram, I'm at Cooking with Amy. The king is a Hamilton Beach. Today, we are going to be doing cheap stand. We are going to be testing 3 stand. My thing is a fully equipped quick, and we'll give it a little sound test. Okay.
You need to click.
They did click.
No, they didn't.
So you could put your attachments on it.
Is there any instructions like squeeze here or anything?
Do not place in the dishwasher. So the winner, I crowned king of the cheap hand mixer, is the Black & Decker. Wait, let me get it over here.
Black & Decker? You just said
Hamilton Beach.
I gotta redo that.